Hello guys, welcome back. Hope all are well and safe. In today's video, we'll go through the best 10 idioms for IELTS speaking test that will really boost your score up. To get a higher score in IELTS test, you need to use and understand the idiomatic language. Hence, if you use idioms, this can really boost your IELTS speaking score. And today's video is all about the 10 most commonly used idioms in IELTS speaking and 10 rarely used idioms. So for what are you guys waiting for then? Let's start our today's video. Please do watch the entire video till the end so that you can grab some important idioms to use in your IELTS speaking test. Now let's watch out the most commonly used idioms in IELTS speaking. The first one here in the list is over the moon or on top of the world or on cloud 9. These are used when you come across about something happy. The meaning of the idiom is extremely happy. An example is she was on cloud 9 after winning the game. So whenever you want to express something about happy, you can use this idiom, any one of these idioms like over the moon or on top of the world or on cloud 9. These are the idioms you can use when you want to describe about a person or something very important. Down to earth, don't judge a book by its cover, to have a sweet tooth, food for thought, fit as a fiddle, one of a kind, couch potato, once in a blue moon, I hit the ceiling. So let's watch out the meanings of all these idioms now. Down to earth, a person who is practical and realistic. Don't judge a book by its cover is you shouldn't judge someone or something based on what you see on the outside. To have a sweet tooth. This is used when you have a great liking towards sweets. Food for thought, when something is really important to consider. Fit as a fiddle, used when someone is in very good health. For example, she had fallen very ill, but with rest and medication, she is now as fit as a fiddle. One of a kind is unique personality. And then comes once in a blue moon is very rarely. I hit the ceiling to become extremely angry. So whenever you are asked about a person to describe who impacted your life, you could go ahead and say the person who impacted my life a lot is my sister. She is one of a kind and down to earth personality. So these are the idioms which are very helpful like when you want to describe about a person. Now let's go to the third. It's a piece of cake. The meaning of the idiom is something easily achieved. For example, I believe this test is really a piece of cake. Whenever you feel something very easy to achieve, you could go ahead and say it's a piece of cake. And the other one here is it's not my cup of tea. And the meaning of the idiom is not what one likes or is interested in. For example, apples were not my cup of tea in my case. So when you feel that you are not interested in something, you could go ahead and say it's not my cup of tea. And the other one here is in the heat of the moment. And the meaning of the idiom is while temporarily angry, excited, or engrossed and without stopping for a thought. Let's see this with an example. In the heat of the moment, I can only calm myself down rather keeping myself into a great pressure. So whenever you are so angry or excited, you could go ahead and say in the heat of the moment, I can only calm myself down. And the fifth idiom in my list is a drop in the ocean. And the other idiom is to compare apples to oranges. The meaning of it is used to say that two things are completely different and it is not sensible to compare them. Let's see this with an example. When they ask you what is your favorite pastime or your hobby, you can say, I love both singing and swimming. I can't even choose one because it's like comparing apples to oranges. So when it's impossible to decide, it's like comparing apples to oranges. And the next one is hit me hard. This is used when something or someone makes you so upset that you have difficulty dealing with it. For example, her careless behavior hit me so hard. And the eighth one in my list is cost an arm and a leg or break a bank. And the meaning is extremely expensive. And you can use this in this way. Although it cost me an arm and a leg, I decided to gift a gold chain to my sister. And the other idiom is a stone's throw away. Meaning, this means that the places are close to each other. And you can use this: my friend's house is just a stone throw away from my building. Whenever you want to discuss about places which are near to each other, you can use this kind of idiom. Now let's go to the 10th one. To make the ends meet, meaning to pay for the things that you need to live when you have little money. For example, my parents struggled and sacrificed a lot to make ends meet. Basically, idioms are fun to use and might sound like a native speaker. However, using those in an inappropriate context may land you in a low band in speaking section, because using idioms will definitely increase or improve your score, but using those in an appropriate and in a more natural and a spontaneous way will help you to get a higher band. Rather, if you try to use wantedly in an unnecessary context, will definitely decrease your score. Hence, please note this. Now let's discuss the most rarely or advanced idioms used in Ielts speaking. The first one in my list is fresh as a daisy, and the meaning of this idiom is someone who is lively and attractive. For example, my sister has been traveling for almost 24 hours and she is still as fresh as a daisy. Let's go to the second idiom now. Get a second wind. The meaning of it is a return of strength or energy that makes it possible to continue in an activity or start again. For example, I planned to stop working at 9, but then I got my second wind and just kept going. So you can use this kind of idiom when you are completely exhausted of doing some work and then got your energy back. So instead of using got your energy back, you could use get a second wind. Let's go to the third idiom now. On the ball. The meaning of it is someone is on the ball. It means that the person is very responsive. For example, he is very responsive. He is really on the ball when it comes to responding to emails. The fourth one is not the be all and the end all. The meaning of it is not the only thing that is important at that particular point of time. For example, he claimed in an interview yesterday that winning was only not the important thing. We could say winning was not the be all and the end all. And the other idiom in my list is hustle and bustle, meaning a large amount of activity and work, usually in a noisy surrounding. For example, she got used to the hustle and bustle of her daily life. And the sixth imperative idiom is cut corners. For example, he often tried to cut corners rather than work hard. And the seventh one is really clued up on, meaning having a lot of information about something. For example, he's totally clued up on about the latest technological developments. And the eighth one is burnt the midnight oil. The meaning of it is read or work late into the night. For example, John burned midnight oil to complete his article. Going forward, we have down in the dumps. Meaning of it is depressed or unhappy. For example, she was feeling a bit down in the dumps. And the last one in the list is caught between a rock and a hard place. The meaning of it is you are in a difficult situation where you have to choose between two equally unpleasant courses of action. For example, I'd like to help you, but I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. So these are the top 10 commonly and rarely used idioms. Hence, if you are a person preparing for Ielts test, then do please have all these idioms and use these in an appropriate context, which helps you to enhance your score in speaking module. Hope this video helps. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching. See you again. Until then, bye bye.